Hello everybody, this is John Felt and this is the Merschman Seeds Ag Weather Briefing, August 11th, 2018. I wanted to start off by showing you where we really need the rain. And this is the U.S. Drought Monitor, so eastern Kansas, all of Missouri, southeast Iowa are the areas we really need the most rain. Now, there are other areas starting to get dry. You know, we've gotten a bit out of the wet period that we saw earlier this spring and early summer. So you can see these little dots of yellow in Indiana, little dots of yellow elsewhere, bigger area in Wisconsin, and that's abnormally dry. So I think this time of year we can use rain in most areas, if not all areas. Now there's one exception. Southern Minnesota and northern Iowa is pretty wet, but everywhere else we could use some rain. But keep in mind that eastern Iowa, northern Missouri, Corn Belt area, that's where we really need the rain the most. So over the last week, well, look at this. We did get some rain over eastern Iowa, not a whole lot, but an inch or so. We did get some rain over northern Missouri, right in the core of the heaviest drought. Again, probably averaging about an inch, so a long way to go. But we did get some needed rain, same way over southeast Iowa here, about an inch. A couple areas a little bit more. We did get over the central part of the state a much heavier rain, a 2 to 4 inch rain, even a little bit heavier in spots, maybe even up to 5 inches. And that area didn't need the rain as much as other areas, but again, a needed rain in many areas over the eastern Corn Belt, also a scattered half inch to as much as 2 inches of rain. And that was the last week. Quick eye in the tropics. There is a wave there way out in the Atlantic. We'll keep an eye on it. Not too worried about it right now. So it was a pretty hot week over most areas. You can see temperatures averaged 3 to 6 degrees over the eastern Corn Belt, where we had some clouds over the central Corn Belt, anywhere from 0 to 3 degrees above normal over the last week. So here's the rainfall forecast this week, and I wanted to sort of point out that we do have another fairly good shot of some needed rain, maybe 1 to 2 inches over eastern Kansas and northern Missouri. It's got a long way to go. We need probably 6 inches or more, 8 inches or more to actually alleviate all drought impacts, but could be another good week with a boundary coming through later this week. It's a number of days out, so this will probably change, but at least we'll have a chance. So we look at the jet stream analysis. Remember that pesky ridge of high pressure over the western U.S.? Well, that's breaking down as we go throughout the week into next week. And we end up with just sort of a straight west to east jet stream with the exception of, look at this little dip here. Now, I don't see any blue, so it's not saying the jet stream is necessarily further south, but there's a little bit of a dip in the jet stream here over the Corn Belt. And that means that temperatures will probably be fairly close to seasonal normals as we get into the middle part and maybe even the latter part of August. So when we look at the temperatures here, look at this. I even see a little bit of blue indicating temperatures a bit below normal. I just think models have been maybe overdoing that a bit, so I'm going to say close to normal as we get right through the next couple weeks. And you can see that here on the 6 to 10 day and the 8 to 14 day, fairly large parts, if not most of the majority of the Corn Belt, near normal temperatures, maybe a bit above normal in the western Corn Belt. Precipitation, right now it looks like the best chance of some rainfall would be over the eastern Corn Belt. But then again, this is a time of year that these models just are not going to show this too far out. It's not necessarily what I would call an extremely dry pattern, but it's not an extremely wet pattern either. So overall, I think the thing we want to watch this week is, do we get that needed rainfall over the eastern Corn Belt? The eastern part of Kansas, northern Missouri. Elsewhere, just some scattered summertime rainfall. And overall, looks like after some really hot weather, looks like temperatures closer to normal as we get into the middle part of the month of August. That's this week's briefing. Have a great week.